Because your program is really technology based, right?
It is.
So let's talk about the nuts and bolts of what is a Safe Team program? What does it look like when it's in a school?
Okay. And we say technology based. The reality is, it has a back end that's technology based, but it's people based.
Right.
And I think that's really, that is the dynamic is you have to have the right tools so that you can come out of it and be successful on the front end with the people. Well, the tools are the back end management of it. So what happens with it with the school? Very simple. Someone's going to hear about it. They're going to get excited, but yet they've got to go back to their school and they've got to say, find your decision makers. Who are they? Well, they may be their principal. It may be their assistant principal, school counselor, school resource officer, someone, the PTA rep. They're going to go back and go, I heard about this. Someone passed it on. You know what? We need to all look at this. And so they're probably going to get online with our training video, watch it together, decide if they're going to commit to what we're teaching them. Then they get set up. They're going to go ahead, they're going to get their purchase pack, and they're going to get their leadership pack, get their team ready, organize, train more online, okay? Because everything we've done to reach 80,000, 100,000 schools, all your training must be in place. We've got that all online. They go through their training, they then go and set up a family event for their school. And I'm just telling you, it's specific to their school. This is only about the SAFE team. You're bringing families in to learn about that program because there's one purpose. Everyone that night finds their day they're coming to school. There's one mission. If we don't get anyone on the calendar, we have no program. The mission is every family member is expected to find one day to come to school of 180 school days.
Wow.
And earlier I was talking to a workshop and it was like, please don't ever tell me you can't find one day to come to school. Okay. Or you need to come call me and then we'll talk. I'll help you understand how you definitely could find a day to come to school. Everyone has time and money for what they believe in and what they're willing to invest in. And this
That's
is worth
true.
their time. So that's a way. I never allow money or time to be an excuse because you'll put it where you want to put it. So with that, once they launch that family event, they get people to commit to their one day all day. The goal is 2 to 3 volunteers every day in that school. And again, they're all different volunteers. It's not the same person every day. It's not about these top 10 people coming in. That's not it. We need everyone to come engage in that school so they get involved in that environment again and they see their school, the benefits, the challenges. What can they do to help? They get a different vision when you spend 8 hours doing something you usually don't do. And so that's the program.
Right, and okay, so one of the problems that I see when I work with schools is they say they want parents to come. They beg and plead parents to come and volunteer. And then when the parents get there, there's nothing for the parents to do. They haven't thought through, once the parents come into the building, what are they going to be there for? What is their purpose? What is the reason? How are you going to keep them engaged so that after 30 minutes they're not like, well, it's time for me to go?
Right. Well, and that's a great question. So often people are asked, "Oh, wow, we need more men to show up and help us out. Oh, we
Right.
just need more moms." And all of a sudden people show up and they're like, "So what am I going to do?" And there's no plan.
Right.
Well, one of the uniqueness of our technology side is that every school within the website component is that they have a daily schedule where they can go and click down like, what time do they need to arrive? Where do you need to park, and are we going to provide you lunch or not? Then there's time for what time do the students arrive? And they go down, they kind of make what we call a daily schedule, literally from the time they arrive to the time they dismiss and check out with their name tag and tear it up and throw it away. They have a plan throughout the day of the classrooms they're a part of in regards to what time their safe walks are, they're doing patrol, what time they're in the safe zone, what time's lunch. All these different things are occurring, and here's a scheduled list. I follow that. I know what to do, where to go, how to do it. And we always say, by the way, you're going to print it on one side, flip it over, go get the map of your school, print that off in the back of that. Why? Because I've never been to your school.
Right.
Most family, you think about it, 60% of at least 60% of parents, some of them have never walked your school before. They don't know where all the classrooms are. It's like having a GPS on the back of it. Here you go. Here's where you need to go, and they can go find it and get started. But that's the success component is having a schedule to follow to make it happen. I know what to do, where to go. I can go be successful now.
So how do schools fund this if they want to have a SAFE team in their school?
There are so many different ways. First of all, the opportunity that if you have a strong parent group, sometimes they have funding available. If you're already tied to your community through Partners in Education of any type with businesses, they've got funding available. You're going to have the opportunity through maybe Title I, if there are any Title IV funds available still for safe and drug-free, we definitely qualify on that front. When it comes to Title I funding, where they say parent involvement, you can't get any more actively parent involved than this program. We are truly, it's not like we're having this dinner night and we say because they showed up to that. It's not because our kids had a good choir concert. For my opinion is that just because we showed up to a music event, not that it is good they show up because that is important to the child.
Right.
But actively engaging them at the school is totally different
Right.
than just showing up to something. This is getting them to commit and make. So that's why we do qualify for those kind of dollars. There's other grant funding that's out there. There's fundraisers you can hold. You know, we got an opportunity with Disney that we have that come. We got all sorts of people have come to us saying, "Here's a great fundraising idea. It's short, sweet, and could fund the program." Now, when it comes to the uniforms, we'll tell you, do not fund the uniforms for the families. Here's why: that little investment in that T-shirt, okay, when they buy it, they commit. They don't have to buy one every year. They buy one, but they wear it throughout their, because we're here to start in K and go all the way through 12. So kindergarten through 12, they're going to have this program. Some places even started preschool just to start them in. They don't show up a lot for those, but again, it could be pre-K through 12, but they buy their T-shirt. Why? Because that is their investment. They can only wear it at school or at the school-related events where they host the program. So anyways, it makes a difference. They fund that portion of it. So, you know, they're looking at an investment of, with the family event, whatever they choose to do for a family event, plus the leadership pack, online access, I mean, maybe $1,000, $1,500 tops.
That's fantastic. I think it's an amazing program, and it's always good to see tools that schools can use to engage families, because one of the problems I think schools have is they want family engagement, but they really don't understand how to get to it. And if you can give them something that's concrete that says, this is what you do and this is how effective it is, I think a lot of times schools are looking for that, and it would be very helpful for them.
Yeah, when you think about I love when people share new ideas. What's hard is when people share new ideas and there's nothing backing up that idea, and I have to recreate everything. That's the hardest thing. And when you're working with great volunteers in schools who are saying, I can only give so much. You know, while you passionately do what you do for a living, 24 hours a day, and I passionately do what I do, not everyone I work with is doing this 24 hours a day. They have another job, and on the side, I'm doing parent volunteerism. I'm in schools all the time. I live and breathe this, and because of that, it's just one of those things you're going. They want to know, just tell me what to do.
Right.
If it works and it's successful, break it down for me. So all I can do is start it, and everything else takes over. And so we're very proud of our program for really being a catalyst for that. That it's not just a great idea.
It's fantastic.
It
It's fantastic, and I would love to see it get started in Alabama. And so thank you so much for coming and talking to us and being on the podcast and participating in our state PTA convention.
Well, I'm very excited to say this is my very first podcast.
This was the best one ever.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.